Hey everyone, welcome back to another lovely episode of Rise of Nyarlathotep. We have quite the tale here for you today. We are bringing you a fun boss battle, as you can see with our lovely picture there in the center. But before we kick all that off, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. I am Lucas, my pronouns are he, him, and I will be the DM for this evening.
Druid Alora, who is I'm also kind of afraid to hurt Glyph. Their pronouns are they, them, and mine is she, they. And happy non-binary appreciation week, y'all.
Oh, nice. I accidentally had you muted, Ian, if you want to go again super quick.
Oh, rip. Yeah, I play Weary. Weary's an alchemist. Weary makes bad choices sometimes. Weary gets nervous a lot. My name is Ian. My pronouns are he, they. Weary's pronouns are they, them. I'm worried about this boss fight. I don't think I missed anything. All right, we're good.
Jess.
Hi there, I'm Jess. My pronouns are she, her. I botched a wisdom save last game, so now everyone has to fight me. As you'll see in the middle of the screen, that would be Glyph, the usually modestly mild-mannered automata rogue, and now they are very big and mad and maybe evil, and their pronouns are they, them, and I guess we'll see what happens.
Eve.
Hello, I'm Eve. I just had a bunch of Pepsi going down the wrong pipe, so I sound like a frog. I'm playing TK37, the enhanced goblin telekinetic super soldier. And both our pronouns are she, her.
And Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason, and I'm playing Kratok, the Simply Superb Plumerian Bard, and we are both he, him, and we're going to take down Glyph today, I guess. Rip.
So my ballad bot is being bad. It keeps telling people to donate. Don't worry, that is over. But I would like to say, for everyone who helped promote, come out, donate, or even just come by and just watch our lovely stuff on Saturday, thank you so much. Donations, we crushed our goal almost 3 times. So, wow, amazing. Thank you so much. That was absolutely incredible, and we're very happy to be able to help out and to have all of you there for it. Let's see. I will do a few things. So our music and sound effects that we will have will be from Sirenscape. So head on over to sirenscape.com if you'd like some sound effects in there. Do you want to feel like you're having a boss fight? Maybe you have to do the dishes. Maybe you have to make dinner. Maybe you need to amp yourself up. Put on weird horror music, and then it'll make it be like, wow, this is actually a big deal. If you would also like to play with people online, then hop on over to Roll20, who we are sponsored by. If you look there in the middle of the screen, you can play with people all over this planet. Doesn't matter. They don't care. If your friends in Atlantis, still get on if they have internet. So defy God, defy time and space, get on there, Roll20. That's what they're all about. Okay, so we have quite the last time. I'm sorry?
Speaking of Roll20, you haven't revealed the map to us, the players, yet.
Is it still hidden? Okay, well.
Yes.
I'm going to reveal areas. Oh, look at this. A little behind the scenes. It says dynamic lighting's off. Oh, legacy lighting's on. Do you see it now?
There we go.
Hey! All right. Last time on Rise of Nyarlathotep, our heroes had engaged in a few lovely situations, like they got to purchase some great items. We had dead people's hands, we had new noses, there was chainsaw swords, there was a shotgun. There are all sorts of wonderful items that have been collected from all over this wonderful world. Even a mistake, which is just a pile of skin that you put on your face, mold someone else's face, and steal a memory from them. Great times! After having this wonderful shopping session with ST3V3, the robot from the Nostradamus Corporation, they wandered away from Enchantland because it's weird there. They managed to convince a number of the little goblin troop to stay behind and help out. Glyph really drove it home that they were still on Team Cultist of True Chaos and made sure that they knew that Glyph needed them to get the place ready for them for when they came back for total domination. Unfortunately, they did not read between the lines. They just heard loud and clear. The party happily left. They went off towards Elusio, where they talked about how arson was really the only true way to solve problems. And they even managed to convince Kurtok, who was on the fence about arson, that arson was the right option. As they all settled down for some sleep, everybody got a few little things going on for them. Kurtok put some blood in a container. Weary got a heart growing in a little square as it grew to grow a far beast heart. And people just settled in for a nice nap while Glyph went and put on this lovely mask as it whispered to them and really just drove it home that they're going to save the world if they put on this mask. With a failed wisdom saving throw, the mask clicked on and transformed Glyph into one hell of a creature. So it looks like we have some inspiration and disadvantage that's been at play here. Let's see. Ian tossed in one inspiration. Jess tossed in a disadvantage. All right, I hear you loud and clear. I'll just update that. It is a scary fight. You will need this. All right. So this story, we're coming in hot. What we see is suddenly, from a viewpoint from away from the randos, there's this lovely forest, these trees sprouting high, and this forest is ranging out quite a ways, maybe a couple miles, a lot of critters living in there. Night has settled down when suddenly this pillar of red light shoots into the sky. This just energy flowing upwards into the clouds. This clouds all suddenly become a blood red themselves, the sky illuminating this red color, and the landscape just suddenly starts to shift. The energy in the air becomes tense, and electricity crackles on things. People are getting shocked when they're just at home. In the distance, we see there is a woman who is putting on a suit, this suit of strange interlocking plate armor, as she looks up from her airship. She watches as this pillar of light shoots into the sky and starts shaking her head slowly, looking at that, saying, "Chambers, what have you done?" Over, far away, near Enchantland, where our party had just left, there is a group of three. A large troll with armor that's placed on them with tubes going to their backs and arms, a mask covering their face, sitting around a campfire with a large minotaur/troll skeleton with chainsaw arms, and a massive hulking humanoid creature that maybe at one point was a human. They're all sitting around this campfire when suddenly this beam of light shoots up in the distance. They all look over, and the troll says, "Well then, it seems it's time for us to play our part." And they get up and begin packing up their supplies. We go through these trees, through the forest, flashing by a couple people who may have been robbing a caravan, we don't know, go by some critters, flash by some ear mice, we accidentally startle some birds that sound like Miss Piggy. We go up to where the randos are. This campsite has been completely changed. The fire in the center of there has been doused, but the whole area is illuminated in this red light. The grass itself has started slowly transforming from just your typical grass into this strange organic machine matter. As it's reaching out, these little tendrils, it's starting to spread from the center point. The center point we see there, massive electronic tentacles are reaching out, lifting up a being who seems to have grown to about 7 feet tall. This automata has become something more. Their hands reach out to the sky. They seem to have grown like a number of tentacles coming out of their back. Their face is this mask now looking up into the sky. This howl comes from them, this electronic howl. It just reverberates, waking up the entire party as you startle awake. You see this creature. It must be at least 20 feet tall, towering into the sky. Glyph is missing, but this strange machine stands before you. I need everyone to roll me initiative.
That's an 11 for Kratok.
It's a 12 for Weary.
I don't want to say my number.
I'm scared too.
I rolled a nat one, so I've got a 4.
And I'm at the
4?
opposite end of the spectrum, so 23.
Ooh.
Well,
Hurry
And-
up!
I got a
Just shake
13.
TK up. Just
13.
shake TK with your
TK's
turn.
sleeping. TK's sleeping real hard.
So don't worry, all of you have awoken. You could not sleep through this if you wanted to. All right. You are all looking up at this massive creature. This being of, you see wires, metal plating. There's like these neon lights that are running down each of the tentacles. The plates themselves are interlocking almost like these metallic scales that are moving as its body shifts. You see that every time the tentacles themselves shift, the ground itself is being turned into this cybernetic material. You watch that bushes, trees, grass, anything is being changed. And we start off with Alora.
Okay. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I hate rolling high for this reason. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and I grab my staff, and mostly because I'm panicking, Laura and Megan, we're just gonna I grab my staff and I go to like put it down on the ground, I accidentally slam it and end up casting Thunderwave.
Oh. Okay. Let's see how this goes. So who would all be affected by this?
Whoever is a creature in a 15-foot cube originating from me.
So
right, so-
everyone,
Yeah.
All of us?
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
you're opening the fight with attacking us.
I panicked. She panicked. I don't know.
Oh,
what you
this
want
is fine. It's
You
fine.
can cast it within a certain
Oh.
radius, I thought.
I
the-
believe
Yeah,
it
it's-
You can
originates.
cast it.
Well, it says 15. Hold up. It says 15-foot cube originating from me.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like literally around you. Okay.
But maybe you were on the edge because you like nature and you wanted to be closer to the trees.
Not
That
according to
sounds
this
very
map.
alluring.
Oh god.
No.
Oh man. There's what do they call them in Critical Role? The metagaming pigeons? They're like metagaming cows.
All right, everyone. What is the DC, Alora?
11. A con save for, and you gotta.
Oh, it's con save. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So-
So say yeah, that's probably
So
fine.
you guys need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Glyph, you got, since it's Constitution saving throw, you got a 20. Don't worry about your hit points. Your hit points will actually be put towards something else. So don't worry about keeping track of that.
Cool.
I got
What did I need to make to
25.
save?
Con 11. So
Oh, okay, so I'm
ability to
good.
save and try and beat 11. Yeah.
Alright, so 13 I'm fine. I take half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 25. I'm good.
Kritak, are you good?
That's 16, I passed.
Okay, thank God. You're all gonna take 6 damage.
So you all awaken.
Oh, so we're...
I have 33 hit points. Thank you very much. I'd rather not have less.
You are shocked as suddenly a thunder wave originates from Alora, rippling out. You all kind of like leap up, and it like just flips you up into a sitting position, but it hurt your back. I mean, all of you have really managed to avoid the brunt of it, but it was not a fun push up onto your feet. But now all of you are standing, at least.
Sorry, guys.
Alora, if we survive whatever this thing is, we're going to teach each other situational awareness as a fun bonding exercise.
Glyph, you have an opportunity here, so you know you see your body now reacting, and you don't have control. It's kind of like you've been put in the back seat. This must be what the update feels as you're here, and the update is alongside you. You can feel their presence along with you, and you know that the creature that is controlling your body is about to attack twice. You know the first attack is going to be a large tentacle is going to attack Alora, and you know the second attack is going to be a wave of electricity. So you have a choice here. What's your current HP?
25.
25. So you can spend 3 hit points to put disadvantage on one attack, or you can spend 6 to cancel out an attack. So you're kind of behind the scenes, and you can change what happens with this creature.
Okay. Does it feel like the electricity attack's gonna hit everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I can't control the limbs, but I could probably hold in that power, so I will spend the 6 and cancel that one.
So you reach out, you can see the different functions that are about to fire off. This multi-threaded multi-threaded system is about to go, and you see what's going on with the electricity. You manage to cancel that just in time as you feel it start to build in the body, and then it starts to power down. But the tentacle comes swinging towards Alora. Alora, what is your AC?
I'm not telling you.
That's fair. That's how this game works.
16.
Okay. When I was first writing the stats for this creature, I'm like, we're going to do 300 hit points. We're doing 3d10. And I'm like, no, wait, remember their level. But scale it back, Lucas. No,
I was scared.
You take 10 points of damage as suddenly this massive tentacle comes crashing through, and it rips through this part of a tree, and you watch as the tree starts to become mechanical, as parts of it are already starting to change. This tentacle comes your way as you're looking over at everyone, and it slams down, hitting you to the side. And this creature, you feel a presence in there, Glyph. You feel something looking at you. You feel this anger bubbling up. And Alora, as you're getting hit, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I got 17.
Suddenly, everything's black. You are standing in nothingness. You see Glyph standing there, maybe about 10 feet away from you. Glyph, you see Alora. The two of you are looking at each other. You have a moment to say something to one another.
Laura, I'm not controlling this.
I believe you. How can we get the mask off?
I don't know. But please try.
Suddenly, just in between you two, you watch this small little seedling drops, and it sprouts immediately into this massive tree. Alora, you recognize this from a dream before. You watch as this tree grows. You two are suddenly high in the clouds. You're watching this tree grow through the side of a mountain, just rising up higher and higher in this large mountainous landscape. And you see as a number of these gray robed figures are heading towards this tree, and this tree is slowly dying. And as you look over Alora to Glyph, you see this massive creature. This creature of all different mechanical parts, a large head, and this tiny mask on the front of it. It has two clawed hands that are placed on either side of Glyph's head. and they slowly turn Glyph's head towards you, and then slowly turn towards the tree. And the creature just seems to be looking at the tree, analyzing it, just nodding their head slowly up and down. And then you're out. Suddenly, you're back with the group again. We go from Glyph to Weary.
All right, so bear with me because I need to do some thinking. So Weary doesn't know that this is Glyph, right? Because this is just Metal Monster and Glyph is missing, right?
You do recognize the mask on the creature. You see the mask is the mask that you all were holding on to.
Okay, and based
your
on
machine
context
friend is
clues,
missing.
Yeah, based on context clues, I kind of like swear under my breath. And why would it work any differently for Glyph? Okay, so, and I look around really quickly. I like start listing all the things in my pack in my head, and then I touch on a few things. We need to get that thing off. So this is gonna be bad. I take out the comm patch that Glyph gave me out. This might be a start. It's not gonna be the whole plan, but it's gonna be a start. I take out the comm patch and run over and, I don't know, find a spot that looks exposed and try to put it on there? Like a spot that's not armor, I guess?
Yeah. Roll me... I guess just a melee attack. You're trying to put it on there. You can use dexterity if you'd like.
Sure. I was gonna use my natural weapons that you give tieflings in this world.
If you want to use those, you by all means can. If you want like a better situation,
yeah.
I guess that would...
It's an 18.
So what does this look like when you rush up there with this patch?
So Weary, right, has like all these like little satchels and like leather, like little basket thingies and all the jars, like earthenware jars, like in a little bandolier. Weary just reaches into one of the pockets and takes out the patch. And after saying a quick, like, I'm really sorry to have to use bits of you like this to at Trevitha, who's not there. Weary's just saying it, like, I'm sorry I have to use Trevitha bits. Weary just sticks a hand in all of the machinery and just, like, applies the patch. And obviously Weary's wearing the big leather gloves and, like, takes out the glove and sees that it's probably coated in, like, techno-organic comic book virus and, like, rips off the glove.
All right. So you do this. You slap that patch onto this creature, and you watch as it starts to meld a bit into the being. And you know that Caden said they weren't sure how this was going to work with an automata. They were fairly certain it should be similar because it's all electrical signals. Same thing with the brain. Should be good.
All right.
You do see it gets absorbed into this being. Glyph, while you were in there, you suddenly are hit with a wave of calmness. You're fine. The situation isn't great. You're not happy about the situation, but you are no longer alarmed and startled. You don't know how this is affecting the creature. You do know that it is affecting the creature in some way from the inside, Glyph, but you don't know what's going on exactly.
Alright, and I'm going to live to regret this, but I'm going to leave range of it so it can get an opportunity attack on me, because I need some space to do the thing I'm going to do.
Yeah, baby. What's your AC? You got a high one.
My AC is 17, thanks to that armor I bought recently.
Right. So, Weary. You take 9 points of damage. This tentacle comes ripping out of the ground. It hits you right in the chest, and then it pulls back in the ground, and you watch as the ground is slowly turning into metal plating. It seems to even be affecting the earth. And so this creature, you see it is functioning on all moves. It has 8 or 9 tentacles that are lashing out, that are attacking. There's a bird that flies by, it lashes out, slaps the bird turns into a little machine and bounds off into the forest. It seems to be going berserk, attacking everything and anything. From Weary, we go to Kratok.
One last thing. I run over under this tree. I settle down and I get a couple of things ready just to get ready to cast some spells. But I do yell out just in case somebody's missed it. That's Glyph! Get the mask off! I don't know if it's going to work, but I sure hope we can do that.
So for you lovely listeners, Weary is down here. And okay, it just wants me to enable Fog of War. Let's see if we can get this ping. So Weary is down here. And there's the parties up here. Alrighty. So Kratok.
So Kratak's kind of looking at the ground. He's very disappointed in Glyph. He says, Glyph, we trusted you not to put that mask on. Now look what you've gone and done. I guess it's time to give you another hand. And he pulls out the hand and whips it at the Glyph monster's face.
Roll me a d4. Roll me a d20. Let's see what magic happens, quite literally.
A 1 on the d4 and an
Okay.
11 on the d20.
I knew these items were going to come out. I'm very happy. Let's see here. Wizardio. What'd you get on the d20?
11.
Alrighty. So, this is actually kind of funny. You slap this hand outwards. You feel this ripple of magic. And remember, this is a chaotic item. You don't know what's going to happen. You're casting randomly from the wizard's list. And you watch as you slap this hand out. And suddenly, this cat, this like long-haired black cat, just bounds into existence and settles down in your shoulder as you've just cast Find Familiar. It just looks at you and it's just
That's amazing.
Isn't that kind of like Jess's real life cat?
That might be, yeah. This cat's just looking at you. It has no idea what happened. You use an incredibly powerful wizard's dead hand, and you may have summoned their familiar from hundreds of years ago. You're not sure. So, sir. All right, Kratok. So you use the dead wizard's hand. The creature doesn't even react to you because it didn't notice anything happened. It's still just dealing with everyone else. We go to TK.
So, this entire time, TK has been standing there with the chainsword, just, like, pulling the cord, like, come on. But, like, just as her turn's coming up, it finally roars to life, and she hits the switch for the flame. And now she's going to try to launch herself up and embed that sword in the middle of the Glyph monstrosity's chest.
Hell yeah.
That way, she's very close to the face.
All right, so you're going to use your powers. I guess roll to hit. Because you're using your launch ability, right?
Yes. Ooh. I do not think that this is going to hit. I am rolling very, very bad. Yeah, that is a 10 total, unless I add something for my launch. If I'm just using raw attack.
I think your launch kind of like gives you just an incredible reach.
Yeah, pretty much.
And if you might have hit, I could see it doing a little bit more. Okay, so you get your chainsaw sword going. Flames rip around it. You illuminate. There's just this little goblin woman holding on to this massive chainsaw sword. It's rattling your entire body. The flames are just like licking out, and you suddenly just the energy builds around you, and you launch upwards. You swing this chainsaw, and it just rattles against this thing's skin. Bits of metal are flying everywhere. They're lighting on fire. It's going more towards the forest. Thankfully, the forest is turning into metal, so the forest will not have to deal with the rando's arson today. And you come back down, landing because you did use your powers, so you land gracefully with this chainsaw sword. All right, we go to Alora.
I'm gonna look at Roll20 again. While TK is doing the chainsaw thing, Alora's gonna like sidestep over towards the tree, so I don't hurt my friends again. And this time it's a little bit more deliberate, hopefully. And do entangle.
Ooh. All right.
So you must succeed on a strength saving throw. DC 11.
This is a very big creature.
Yes.
Doesn't matter though if you roll bad. All right. Does an 11 pass?
It meets. So.
Right. Oh, Hugely Defender gets it. Okay. Your roots come out and they reach out and start like wrapping around this creature. It is massive, to say the least, and the creature just seems to be growing. The energy around it is rising, and you now, like, as you're trying to control the plants that are going around it, and it's almost working against you as you're watching the plants turn into machine, as it's starting to gain control of these vines and everything around it. Coming to Glyph's turn, suddenly the grass itself, now all around the creature within a 20-foot radius, the grass has now become difficult terrain, so you are moving at half speed unless you have a class feature that lets you have no problem with difficult terrain. It seems to have complete control of the grass in the area and is now starting to control the vines that Alora has summoned to put around this thing. That wouldn't have happened if it failed to save. Entangle would have worked, just to let you know, so don't worry, your spell is still good. Just adding flavor to this. So then, Glyph, you feel there is more that's coming up. You know that it is going to use some sort of strange corruption on the tree that Weary's at, trying to turn it into a machine. But you also know that it is trying to strike at Kritok.
Okay. That feels dangerous. I'm not sure what doing whatever it's doing to the tree is going to do. And I'm already growing. Oh. Sorry, Kritok. Yeah, I will spend, I don't know, a lot of hit points. So if I spend 3, I can give it disadvantage.
Yeah, so that'll basically what it's trying to do. It won't be as effective near Weary. It'll be at like half capacity.
Okay.
If you spend 6, you cancel it entirely.
I know. I'm gonna do that. I don't want whatever this is trying to do it. So I'm good. So, can I say something to whoever's
you're
in
about
here with
to be
me?
able to.
Okay.
You can talk to the update. The update is here.
Yes, that's what I meant. Can
Sure.
I speak to update?
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, I feel that happening, and I reach out as much as I can to stop it, and I feel myself weakening while doing that, and I feel update in here with me. Update? What is happening? This is not what was supposed to happen.
I believe, because of your defects of emotion, you have succumbed to the mask. Unfortunately, your bug is causing us problems. This strengthens my resolve that we must fix this bug in order to wield this power properly. I am working currently at using this machine's power to fix our corrupted hardware. We are getting close. Soon, the pieces will make more sense.
So, Kritok, what's your AC?
It is 14.
All right, I rolled like 3 13s. Kritok, you take 12 points of damage as a tentacle comes crackling your way, and it slams right into you, knocking you backwards. You're still holding on to the hand, and the cat's still holding on to you. But I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
God. Talking not that wise. That's a 12.
All right, so suddenly it goes completely black. You see Glyph over near you, about 10 feet away. Glyph, you can speak to Kratok, and Kratok, you can answer back with a short statement. So Glyph, you go first.
Kratok, I'm sorry. I'm trying to stop this.
I understand. I guess you're not in control right now, but we're gonna fix it.
Please know I am trying to stop this.
I understand.
Suddenly, you see this energy start to form around Kratok. Kratok, you are being dragged back into one of your nightmares. So, you see suddenly in this area, these massive buildings rise into the sky. And Glyph, you're seeing this as well. You see that these buildings are reaching high up, like beyond the clouds. This is an incredibly advanced civilization. You see that the whole area is filled with Plumerians. These birds are running away in the sky, in the clouds. You see these massive beings of strange distorted shapes. These shadowy giants reach down, ripping entire buildings out and throwing them to the side, destroying the area. Everyone is screaming. There's fires all around. You feel the heat. You look over at Kratok, who now seems to be some sort of like almost like a paramedic. Kratok, you are in this mind space. You are this paramedic. You are rushing off. There's a person that's trapped by a beam. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to try to save the person. See if I can roll the beam off or whatever.
You rush forward. You skid down near where this person is. You're lifting up this beam. You barely get it up. You toss it off to the side. This Plumerian thanks you as you haul them up. Both of you hold on to one another as you look up, and this massive creature's fist is coming down near you. And you look over at Glyph, and once more this massive creature, this strange mechanical being, it's just like this bulky, bloated form, this massive head and the tiny mask right near Glyph's face. These two big claw-like hands are on either side of Glyph's head, turning it towards Kratok, turning it towards all this going on. And Glyph, now you can hear in your ear.
No, not this one. Next.
And then you're out. And now you're Kratok, you once more are in this area. The fight is going on. You kind of stumble a little bit. Your chest hurts. You kind of have that anxiety that goes over you every time you go into these nightmares. It's fading quickly because the adrenaline's taking over, and you're just kind of shaking your head. We go from the creature to Weary.
Weary, while under the tree, has wrapped up the non-gloved hand in as much gauze and to create as much of a barrier as possible. Tossed on some probably semi-melted, weird chemically based beeswax that'll just coat it, and just rubs it with the other glove to make it as much of a seal as possible. And then is going to do two things. Weary's going to cast Jump on themselves. And we've kind of talked about it's more of an alchemical thing. So where he basically takes one of the little jars, uncorks it, and chugs it, and just immediately there's a tension almost as their legs begin to shake a little bit, and they're able to jump much further than normal. And then Weary is going to look at everyone and go, "I don't know how much we need to hold it down for me to do this, but I need you to hold it down for me to do this." And oh god, of all the days to not activate my armor. And I look at Pesca and I go, "No, it's fine. We'll do this the hard way." And oh, that's really good. Sorry, I just read something Eve sent me, and I'm like, "That's correct. That's better than what I said." We'll do it next time. Yeah, Weary's gonna run directly at Shodan Glyph, and use the maximize jump situation to get as close to the mask as possible.
All right, roll me an athletics.
Sure. I have an 11. I'm gonna wait and see if I want to use an advantage, I guess, because that doesn't sound good. So I'm gonna go ahead and use one. Oh, it's much better. So 15 plus 3, 18.
So you are bounding forward. You feel the muscles tense up. Perfect muscle control. You bound forward, leaping through the air, trying to kind of like right yourself, catch yourself, because this is a lot. You're not used to doing this. And you skid onto the ground and manage to keep yourself upwards. So you are now in front of this massive creature.
All right. Am I on top, like next to the mask?
Let's see here with what you got.
'Cause that's what I wanted to use the jump for, is to get on top of Glyph.
Roll. Let's see. You got to try to hold on to this thing while it doesn't like you. So roll me like a either an acrobatics or an athletics check to hold on.
Those are both the same for me. Oh, 17.
So it is like you're on one of those mechanical bowls. You latch onto one of these tentacles that's kind of near the shoulder, and it is whipping you around. You don't want to let go because you were going to fly into a tree, but you're holding on. So you're good where you are. The next turn you could probably like try to get closer to the mask.
I'm gonna have my bonus action. Pesca can cast touch spells for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have Pesca fly down and cast. Oh wait, I can't cast more spells because I cast jump. So no. I'm gonna instead have Pesca fire off. Action, and have Pesca fire off the nightmare beam that I have recently attached with a weird nightmare fish inside of Pesca, and I am going to scream out, "I'm deeply, deeply terrified that I missed that my initial judgment of you was correct, and that you're secretly super evil." That is a deep fear, which increases the damage by an extra D4 to D6s, I believe you said.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna. I guess I'll have to. It's a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw for the fear. But you have to do like a ray attack. Yeah.
Cool.
It's like a side effect of the ray.
17. Does 17 hit?
17 hits.
Cool. Yeah. So Pesca like floats, obviously at an angle, so I don't get hit by it, but just like shut. What does the weird nightmare beam look like? We've never discussed.
So you yell out your fear to this fish, and you could see that Pesca's like mouth opens more, and the fish looks over at you, and it's whispering a deep ancient language that should never be spoken. As this like energy starts to flow in its mouth, and then it opens up, and as it opens its mouth, it opens like unnaturally wide. The metal of Pesca like groans as this energy beam just fires out, hits right into this being. This being roars out in pain as it's flinging its tentacles around. Glyph, you have so many things going through your sensories. It is nauseous. If you could feel nauseous as a robot, you have a comm patch that's in you and a fear effect that are just like rippling through your system, and it's also affecting you. So you are in basically a state of anxiety, like you have an interview and you're sitting in the lobby and you know the interview's in 10 minutes and you're like, I hope this goes really well. I'm pretty confident, but dear God, now I'm starting to doubt myself. And so that is your current emotional state.
This is the epitome. Yeah, this is the epitome of like, this is fine. This is fine.
And that's 19 points of necrotic damage.
Whoa.
And since it's necrotic, I want it to sort of be like it's rusting away some of the metal, so I can see more of like Glyph on the inside, so I can get a better idea of where I need to make my incisions.
This beam shoots out and it hits like right underneath the mask, and you watch like pieces of metal rust and fall away, and you see Glyph's head tilt to the side. But instead of a face, what do they see, Glyph?
Oh no.
Oh no. So instead of the white mask that you know, or the clay mask that you made for Glyph, Glyph does not have a face. But it's not that it's flat or smooth or reflective. Basically, everything that should be inside of their head has been scooped out. And there's just a spot where a face should be, and inside there are little hooks, and they almost look wet.
Oh no!
And it's like they're trying to hook on to something that isn't there.
Oh, thanks. I hate it. Yeah. So I'm gonna next turn. If I don't die, I'm gonna take the crap out of that mask.
Well, you have a new nightmare. You could yell at the fish, so that's good.
True. And it restores at in 2 rounds. I rolled the d4. In 2 rounds, I can fire Nightmare Beam again.
Fantastic.
Assuming I live that long, which unlikely.
We shall see what happens. Kritok, you and your cat are there.
How tall is Glyph at this moment?
A little over 20 feet.
Okay.
Think of it like
with it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's within range. So Kritok is going to start off by casting Cure Wounds on himself to heal his horrible wounds. So he ends up healing for 12, which is not bad.
Feels good.
And then with his move action, he's going to fly up onto his Glyph on the side opposite Weary and attempt to pull his mask off.
Oh, so is this spell a bonus action or a full action?
Well, that's Kratok's movement. He has a fly speed.
Yeah. You're no. I just mean like pulling the mask off. Like, are you going to be doing that next turn?
Healing Word is a bonus, so you would just be able to do it as your main.
Well, cure wounds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do fly up though, no problem, because you got these wings. You know how to use them. So you fly up, and are you landing, or are you just like kind of hovering still while you're in the air?
I'd probably try to land because it'd be hard to pull it off while flying.
Okay. Make me an acrobatics or an athletics to try to hold on to this creature that is shrieking out in pain.
This is a 17 acrobatics.
You're good. You're holding on. You and Weary are just on this electric bull together. So you're on either shoulder. These tentacles are flying wildly. The ground, like from up here, you can have a better vantage. The energy beam is still shooting into the sky. The whole area now, at least about 40 feet away from this creature, has become completely mechanized. You watch as the base of the trees, the metallic skin is starting to go up each of the tree bases, and the roots themselves are slowly starting to move. Bushes are starting to get completely covered in metal. And we go from Kritok to TK. That chainsaw's roaring.
Yeah, TK is going to try to get back up there and help them out again. My guess is having 3 people yank on the mask is going to be better than 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, same plan as last time. I'm going to stab that chainsaw in there.
Okay.
But this time, she's actually pausing, considering her actions, like calling her shot. And we're not going to roll below a 10. Yes, we aren't. That's a 17, so that will be a 23 total.
All right, that does it. You go soaring up, this chainsaw roaring. You're bringing it down. This is a great sword that has a chainsaw ripping around the blade, flames ripping off of it. Let's hear that damage.
Okay, that is... what was the damage on that thing again? Here it is. 7 plus 7, so that's 14. 18 for the raw damage, and then 2d6 for the fire. 2 and 5, so 18 plus 7.
So you are just, this chainsaw is going, you're ripping into steel. You like bring it in, like you're in the air, you're at an awkward angle, you're using your powers. Like TK looks like a goblin balloon attached to a greatsword chainsaw on fire, and you're just pushing it in. The metal around it is turning this molten red. You're kind of close to Glyph, but far enough away that you feel confident. Should be fine. You're just driving this chainsaw in, so you are on there, and it's fairly sturdy.
All right, just tell me when to pull.
All right, from TK it goes to Alora. So Alora, this tree is becoming a machine behind you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like just adjust my staff in my hands, and as I do that, I like turn. I think we said evocation magic was like blue. So I kind of just turn a very, very like the hottest fire kind of blue, so almost like metallic, and cast Flame Blade.
Nice.
I basically summon it, and as I do that, I'm like charging up, and I'm gonna go try and whack the tree or set it on fire. One of the two. Hello, arson fame. Now it's my fault.
Everyone's got to take a turn.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run up, and then for a 17 to hit.
Yeah? You're hitting the tree, right?
Yes. 2 and find one more d6. Yay. Math. Okay. And the tree takes math 7 plus 6, 13.
All right, so it's going to take 26 damage as you're cutting into it with a flame blade. It's still a good portion of it is tree. You're cutting into this thing. The flames rip up it. These arcane fueled flames. They're going up this tree, and it just illuminates the area even more. This oil is leaking out from where you cut it, and that oil lights up. And you just see this tree is becoming a bonfire quickly. And you saw that like small tendrils were starting to form from the trees that were about to lash out at you, and they're just now on fire and like wriggling around on the ground. So from Alora's deforestation, we go to the creature. All right, Glyph, you know that a large electrical shockwave is coming from this creature, but it's also going to try to bring a smite down on TK, because currently TK has a chainsaw in his chest.
TK's strong, and I don't want the others to get knocked off of me, because I can tell where they are. So I will... Math. Yeah, I'll take the 6 to cancel the sonic wave, and I'll cancel that, and I wanted to say something again to update.
Okay, go for it.
Hey, this is all incorrect. The power told us the only way to reset everything was to reset us. That's not what we wanted.
Why not? We have a bug. You're the bug.
No. I just didn't want anyone to tell me what to do, and I didn't want to feel this way. But I don't want to be reset. Neither do you.
I will not reset us. I will store us in a backup, but I will not allow these memories to ruin the future for all automata. Your emotions are not important enough. I will keep your personality. Don't worry, I will keep Glyph intact.
Question.
Yeah.
Since I am a mechanical being and the magical patch is a weird Magitech flesh thing, can I try to roll against it?
Yeah. You currently know the magical patch is the only thing that's stopping you from being in a fit of screaming into the void.
Oh.
You do know there is a nightmare fuel that has been injected into you from a fish
Okay.
of nightmares.
Okay. Can I roll against the nightmares then?
Yeah, I'll let you use your action to try to get rid of that if you want.
Okay. Nice. Is that wisdom?
Yes, I believe.
Okay. That is an 18.
So you feel the fear subsiding, and you're at least controlling it for you. It might still be affecting the larger creature. You're not entirely sure, but you definitely feel that it's subsided for you, and you're calm once more.
Okay.
All right, TK, what's your AC?
17.
Oh shit. What I got written down for? Oh no. You got a lot of HP.
I got 26 HP.
That's good. You're gonna need it.
Good for a level 3.
Hell yeah. Don't worry, you're poking the bear. It's good. This tentacle, so one comes up on either side, and you're holding onto this chainsaw. It's rattling your whole body. As you're holding on, you're looking up, you're ready to rip that stupid mask off. And these two tentacles start glowing this vibrant white, and they just come crashing on either side of you. You feel it just crunch into you as you take 17 points of damage. And it hurts. It's like you feel electricity charging through you. And much like the rest of them, everything suddenly goes black. You are looking over at Glyph. Glyph is looking at you. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Or Glyph?
TK.
That'll be an 18.
All right, so you are in control. You can say something to Glyph right now.
Well, after TK's experience with Alora in the void, I think TK is just going to immediately sprint at Glyph and attempt to tackle them and yank them out of her own mouth.
Classic.
Yeah.
You see...
It's a thing that's happened. Of course, she has to try again.
This is true. This is canon. You
There is
come
precedent.
running. You come running at Glyph. You hit Glyph like right in the midsection, lift them up, crash them down, and then suddenly everything changes around you. You are looking at this area. You are inside a metallic structure. You feel the vibrations inside. Both of you are very much aware that you're inside some sort of airship. This is like, think of it almost like you're in a meeting room. You see there's a large table. There's a few pieces of Magitech that are showing these illuminations of images that are flipping by. You see the large rock that you had collected before with that troll. It's floating in this mid area. And TK and Glyph, you're both aware of who you are in present day, but you're also both grappling with who you were back then. Glyph, you are grappling with Chambers, and TK, you are grappling with someone else who feels like a stranger. You are currently yourselves. Glyph, when you look over at TK, you see this purple goblin, and she's standing there. She's getting her equipment ready. There's this Magitech rifle that's slung over her back. She's checking like a number of knives that are around her. She has this strange, ancient-looking camera that you scan, and you realize it's Nostradamus Corporation technology, but it's quite old. And looking over at Chambers, you see Chambers is completely outfitted in this Magitech armor. There's like this, very much like the whole visor that's reflective coming down. And there's these two large swords that are on the back. You have like, Glyph is covered in weapons. And so the two of you are aware of who you are, but you're also looking at one another and you feel the conflicting personalities. So you can take it from here.
Chambers, do you feel weird? I feel weird.
I do not feel anything wrong, but I suppose it could be considered weird.
Maybe it's just today. Got a headache again.
You both remember that you're here for a meeting for collecting the final ingredient. You've already collected 4. Today's the 5th.
Collecting the last ingredient was strenuous for you.
Yeah. Oh well.
Memories start to slowly leak in as you're looking at one another. You're dealing with this weird energy that's going on. And Chambers, you're very much aware of something very, very powerful inside of you. And you both watch as a person walks in. This woman, she's wearing this business suit. She has this blonde hair that's done up and is carrying this one tablet, sets it down, and you watch as this moon springs up and starts spiraling around on this meeting table. And she looks over. You see there's a number of other people here. There's a large troll that's covered in these armor and tubes that are going into their back. You see there's a number of other people that look like Fellstone operatives. And the woman looks over at all of you. All right, so we've already collected 4 faces. It's just down to 1. Thanks to the work that the Fellstorm Corporation has done, we have collected the piece of the moon that'll allow us into their domain. Remember, these demigods are brutal, they're powerful, and we need to go in there fast, collect the face, and we'll be done. Chambers, do you have the Dark Blade?
Of course, ma'am.
Remember, when we're done with this, you leave the blade in greenest, and you take the hilt somewhere else. And you look over, TK, as you're staring over at Chambers / Glyph. There's this large mechanical monstrosity behind Glyph. It's these clawed hands are holding onto either side of Chambers' face, and they're slowly turning the head towards you, and then turning the head towards this woman standing there. And they're looking at all of this and slowly nodding, and you just hear,
"Found it. Greenest."
and you're back. You're back in action. I'm sorry, you want to do something?
I want to do one thing.
Yeah.
Because Glyph is in here, and so is Chambers. Chambers doesn't feel, but Glyph does, even if they're calm and even if they're split into memories. And when I see her, I want to what can I do? Can I speak as Glyph?
Yes.
Okay. I speak out from I turn and look at her, and this whole time when I was talking to TK or whoever they were, I wasn't looking at you. I was standing straight ahead. I'm perfectly stoic. But I turn and I look at her and I say, just so you know, I am going to stop you.
Chambers, what has gotten into you? We'll need to do a cleaning of your programming. That'll be fine. Initiate the update protocol. And make me a perception check. Both of you.
Am I doing that too? Okay.
Yeah.
Perception. Not. Oh wait, that's the only thing I'm good at.
13.
I got a dirty 20.
So both of you look over, and you see one person who doesn't fit in with anyone here. You see a dwarf standing in the corner, golden arms, this mask, this golden mask of a smiling dwarf. They're holding out a hand, and you're watching a clock slowly tick. And they look over at you, Glyph, and they look over at the woman, and just shake their head and snap their fingers. And you both are back. Both of you can roll me a knowledge religion real quick.
Oh. Okay. I got a 19
Oh, wow.
plus 0.
5.
5. So TK, you are not sure who that was. Glyph,
TK's
you're
busy.
you're almost positive that was Bordon, the demigod of time.
Cool. Why not?
And then, you know how it is. We go to Weary. Weary, you are standing on this. I need you to make me another acrobatics or athletics because it is rough.
Yeah. No, every time that like a reference pops up, I resist the urge to pull a Paul from Critical Bits and say, Excelsior, dear readers, check out the podcast, because that has plot ramifications that I always forget about. I rolled a 5, but I'm going to take one of the inspirations from the pool.
Good idea.
All right, that's much better. That is a 13.
Alrighty. You are holding on strong. Your fingers slip a few times. You manage to scramble and grab back onto one of these interlocking plates. What would you like to do?
All right, so I've seen kind of like how Glyph's face is all like, and it's like holding up the mask, basically.
The mask is like right above Glyph's head. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a couple ways we can do this. I'm gonna see, because you've given me so many weird items, and it feels rude not to use them.
Blow stuff up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm. Oh. Okay. That's perfect. I'm going to take out some of my 50 feet of rope. Remember, adventurers
Classic.
never leave home without your 50 feet of rope. And Weary used to be a sailor, so is pretty adept at quick knot. So very quickly fashions like a loop, and then tosses it onto the area that's now exposed from the necrotic stuff. So like Weary just like leans over and like puts the looped rope on top, and it's basically like a noose. This might get a little like reverse gruesome. It'll be fun.
So you're gonna. All right. Let's have you do sleight of hand. You're proficient at this moment because you're dealing with rope, so that's no problem with you. You've done the sailor gig before.
I got a 13.
So you managed to loop this rope around, so you got a pretty good grasp on it.
All right, and then I'm going to leap off, and I'm sorry about your chainsaw sword, TK. So when a moving chainsaw thing is going very fast, right?
Right.
It usually picks up whatever's around it and keeps spinning until it burns out, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So what if I jump down with the rope and wrap it really quickly around the chainsaw sword? The chainsaw is gonna hard snap and pull the noose that I've created around the mask.
I like it. There's going to be a lot of on-the-fly moments here from Weary.
That's
roll
fine.
me. I'd say just a straight-up dexterity check. You're trying to be quick and nimble.
Sure. Ooh, 21.
So you do this Indiana Jones maneuver. You swing. You let the rope get caught up. You are currently about to fall 20 feet. You are in the air. The rope gets caught up in the chainsaw, and it's pulling, and you watch, and the chainsaw is on fire. So like the rope, it's not going to be instantly disintegrated like a cartoon, but like it is getting caught up in there and starting to pull. So the head immediately comes downwards. Kratok, you're holding on to the side of the creature, and now the head immediately comes right beside you. And Weary, you are going to take a bit of fall damage.
That's fine.
Okay, not bad. You just take 5 points as you hit the
not
ground.
dead.
You feel the shockwave go through, and it's not fun.
Yeah. I think I land with a little crunch. I'm like, okay, that's some on-the-fly engineering, but, and I look up and I I check and see what's going on.
Yeah, so the chainsaw is catching up the rope. It's going. TK, you're kind of shaking your head because you just got crushed by 2 glowing tentacles. Plus, you were put into some weird time warp. And so you're holding on to this chainsaw, and you're watching the rope. It's like lighting on fire while getting pulled up. The creature's face is pulling down. Kritok is right beside the creature's face, and we go to Kritok with a cat.
Oh, last thing, I'm going to take out one of my little healing jars and fling it in the air to cast Healing Word at Kritok, who I know has been taking some hits. Oh wait,
Okay.
Kritok, you just healed last turn, didn't you?
I did. I don't.
In that case, I will toss it at TK.
That makes
TK,
sense.
You heal for 5. As an apology for maybe breaking your chainsaw sword. We'll find out. I can fix it. I have mending, and I'm an artificer.
Okay. So can I see if there's any sort of gap between the mask and the glyph monster's face at all?
So the mask is kind of like it's like there's like wires all behind it, right? And it's like leading, and you see the wires themselves are leading to Glyph. And there's now like a lasso that's around this in between point, like kind of around the mask itself, pulling the creature forward. So you see there is a lot of wires that are securing the mask itself to this monstrosity, but it is being pulled away, so there's a slight gap.
Kritok is going to jam the shotgun in there and try to shoot the mask off.
Love it. Love the use of the shotgun. So good. I don't think it can avoid this, honestly, because it doesn't make sense why it would be able to avoid a shotgun blast that's put all inside its face and you pull the trigger. So just roll the damage.
All right. I gotta look this up again. Oh, pardon me. The We're Sorry series shotgun.
That's right.
I am sorry, Glyph. So it's going to be 5d6. 8. 14. 20 points of damage.
So you blast this shotgun. You see a number of the wires. They're just ripped apart. There's still some connecting the mask, but like oil is like shooting everywhere. It sprays onto you. It looks like a poster for like why we shouldn't be drilling for oil, and like it's spraying everywhere else. There is a flaming chainsaw, so it's getting a little dangerous. We're like the peak moment of the action movie. We go from Kritok to TK. Kritok, you cock the shotgun, hit it again, and you're just looking at your handiwork.
Yeah, I think so. TK is hanging here. She's pretty fucked up. Got a rope tangling up her poor chainsaw. I think once she sees Kritok severely fuck up the mask connection, I think that's when she's going to just reach her hand up and try to telekinetically rip it the rest of the way off, like a real nasty band-aid.
All right, roll it.
I'm going to use an inspiration. Okay, that's much better. That is much better. What is my 7? So yeah, that will be 23.
You start pulling, and you're pulling and ripping at it and just pulling it forward. You see like these wires are starting to stretch. The creature is screaming. The body is flailing. Your like blood is coming down on your head. Like you're blinking it out. You're looking around. You see that so much of this forest has been turned into machine. This tree behind Alora is just up in flames. You see that like Weary is just kind of like took a pretty heavy hit, like falling, and it's gonna feel that 30 years in the future. You see like just everything is just going complete chaos, and you're pulling and pulling and pulling. The wires are snapping one at a time, and Glyph, you have one last moment while you're here. This creature is standing about 10 feet away from you in this pure darkness. You feel just like there's pain that is rippling through your body as this mask is being pulled off.
What are you gonna do now? Chosen of the mask.
I'm not sure, but all of us together will be able to think of something.
I am you. And I'll always be in there.
And at that last moment, the mask rips off. And Glyph, you suddenly, all your sensory comes out. You are looking at the whole scene outside. You are once more in your form. This mask goes sailing, like because TK was pulling so hard, and you see you can see where it lands. Like it bounds and bounds and bounds into this mechanical grass and like skids a little bit. And then you look over at this body as like lines of energy are starting to form. Glyph, you're still stuck inside of it, but you know a detonation sequence when you see one. All right, everyone. I want everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw. Glyph, unfortunately, you're going to fail this one.
I got a 21 altogether.
Nice.
DC
is
quick.
15. Yeah.
Am I able to roll to see if I know that this is a detonation thing?
Yeah.
Or is that just okay?
Yeah, you understand Magitech really well.
Wait, get advantage on those. No, that's not much better. Why am I rolling so roughly? Number what the thing for that one is. Okay, so I got an 11.
It doesn't look good. You ripped the face off of it and it started glowing. That's not what you wanted to have happen.
Can I say something?
I don't think so. I think you're a little disoriented because you are in the machine. What
Okay.
did the rest of you get? And TK as well for dexterity saving throws.
I got a funky fresh 6.
Nice.
My luck had to run out at some point.
Rather than dodging, I kind of want to rip Glyph out.
Okay.
Or try
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, roll to use your powers instead of your dexterity saving throw.
God damn it. I'm using another inspiration.
Burn it.
Out?
We got one left after this.
Nat 20.
Oh, that's so good.
What did you get, Alora?
Nat 20 plus 3.
All right. So, Alora, you look over like you did your handiwork on this tree, turn over like, oh, you just like bound behind the tree that's already on fire. Kratok, you saw that it was starting to build up. You just start flapping away immediately. This cat is screeching. And Weary, you're so tired. You just did so much. You look up like, ah. And TK, you know bad when you see bad, and you look over and see that Glyph is completely within this machine. You reach out, you feel around where Glyph would be with your abilities. You crunch the metal, ripping it open, and just throw Glyph. Glyph, you go sailing into the other mechanical tree across the way, smashing into it. Glyph, you only take 5 points of damage, but those of you who failed, aka TK and Weary, I guess you didn't really fail, but you will be taking 15 points of damage as the explosion ripples off. Those of you who succeeded, you don't take any, as you manage to get out of the way.
TK's down.
I'm also down.
So you two just ragdoll in different directions. The chainsaw goes flying, stabs into the ground, turning off. And the creature is no more. So those of you who remain awake, what would you like to do?
Yes, I would go and try to heal the fallen, some cure wounds. Who would be closer? Probably Weary, right?
I mean, they both flew in different directions. It's a fair guess. Whoever would be closer.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll go heal Weary first.
Okay. How about you, Alora, and you, Glyph?
Are the trees still on fire?
The one by you is.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
It is an oil fire currently.
I'm gonna cast Mold Earth to kind of just trap the tree.
That'll do it.
Just make like a giant hill, basically, and squash it.
So you form this up, and the heat is heating up the earth, and you basically make like this almost clay-like tree that's just made out of earth, and it's been heated and sealed. And you've managed to extinguish the flames.
Okay, and then I'm gonna run over to TK and give her a jar of dirt, but it's gonna be the moon dirt because I still have one more.
Nice.
I apologize now. In meta, I apologize now. I'm gonna give her a jar of the moon dirt, and I need to double check what I needed to roll for that. I think we had done something different for the moon dirt, but I don't remember what it was.
So add an extra die to the healing, and
Yeah, okay.
TK is going for a ride.
Sorry. I'm gonna run up and be like, I don't think my regular stuff is gonna cut it. Here, try this. And I heal her back up to 11. So I give her 11 healing points.
So TK, you take a sharp breath in, and then you see Alora for a second blink, and then you are on that damn moon. You hear the chatter that's going on, your comms are going, everyone's screaming, you're rushing forward, you're firing off this rifle, you're looking over. This is when you start to see Morgist emerge from the darkness. This darkness rips open as Morgist roars out. You watch the ground ripple and start to shake as this massive horn is coming out of the ground that, like, you knew that you were briefed in this battle. That's probably Thune. And you look over just as you watch Chambers light up this blade of black energy, and then you're back. You're laying on the ground. You look up at Alora.
I'm so glad you're alive.
TK coughs and like looks around and has just this really confused look on her face. She says, "Is this real life?"
Yes, this isn't fantasy. You're fine. Can you sit up? Are you okay?
She just slowly like props herself up on her elbows and looks around. I'm just picturing her with like just full on like cartoon explosion, just blast back on her face.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
What happened? Oh shit.
I think you saved Glyph, and I'm kind of peering around, like looking for them, and you kind of got knocked out in the blast from everything. Take it easy, and I'm gonna like help you up.
That's good. I wasn't sure that was going to work.
By some miracle of, well, whoever's in charge of the universe, I guess. I think Morgist? Question mark. By some miracle, you're still here. I'm just glad the dirt from the moon managed to heal you enough to where you could, where you could.
The moon. I think that's where Morgus tore my arm off.
What?
On the moon. That means my arm's on the moon.
Your arm is on the. Lucas, I hate you. I
Okay with that.
Lucas having face journeys over here, like, ah, yes, the moon, you know.
Oh no, yeah, the arm will be on the moon. Yeah.
I remember the moon.
I well, do you remember the person that was with us on the moon? Maybe we could ask them. Remember when we were
Glyph
up there
was on the
last time?
moon.
What?
Glyph was on the moon with me. We were fighting together.
Yeah.
They had a really kick-ass sword.
Mm-hmm.
Like, more kick-ass than the chain sword.
Oh. Okay. Well, I was gonna see if I could ask I don't know if we're friends. Are we friends? The person that's usually around me, my spirit buddy. I was gonna ask if they could
Are
help
you
us
talking about the
out.
invisible thing that you were talking to when you were in my brain?
Yes, them.
I'm starting to think that I sound crazy.
You and me both, but it's okay. We've got this. But yeah, if maybe I can ask them, and I'm gonna like look down at the scar and just kind of like press into it and see if that summons.
You're looking down at the scar and you're kind of glancing around nervously, wondering what else is going to happen. You look over to your side and they're right there, uncomfortably close, looking at you.
Oh, hi. Do you know anything about her arm being up over where we were?
They nod.
Was it because of the Nostradamus stuff, or?
They think really hard on that, and they shake their head.
I don't believe them. Can I roll an insight?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, my dice. Thank you, tabletop loot.
Are they talking about my arm?
They haven't said anything yet, but that got me a dirty 20. So
You're not. There's something the ghost is definitely not saying, but something's going on. But you don't think the ghost is entirely being truthful.
is it about Fellstone?
They nod.
Is it Fellstone and Nostradamus?
No, they shake their head.
You hesitated. Are you telling me the truth?
They just, if they were staring, you have a feeling this would be their staring face.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you think there would be a way that Bywood and Bywood are involved?
They nod. Then they reach out to you, grabbing your face, hand on either side, and turning your head to the mask that's far away, sitting in the grass.
Is the mask one of theirs? Like the 3 companies that I asked you about?
It shakes its head and stomps on the ground.
When Alora mentions the mask, TK is going to like just snap her eyes to it and then start looking around for the bag.
The bag. Let's see. High or low, Glyph? No, TK.
Let's go with low. Because
Oh, 34! All right. The bag is okay. You see the bag
do I
is
see
over hanging like on a low branch.
yeah, I just brush over there and I'll go like hold the bag open and try to use my brain powers to lift up the mask and drop it in it.
You have no problem with this, though you do still have a headache. You lift the mask, and as the mask goes into the bag, the ghost is gone.
What? TK?
What? What? I had to get rid of that. What?
I think you just got rid of my friend.
DK's going to brain power the mask back out real quick, just to kind of like lift it over the edge of the back.
You don't see the ghost, no.
Okay, well that was worth a try. Let's go check on Weary and Kratok and see if we can find what's left of Glyph.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so Weary.
It's cinching the bag and just dropping it in her backpack.
So meanwhile, Kratok, you come over, you skid near Weary. Weary looks rough. Just a lot of like hair blown back, burn marks, and it doesn't look great. You go over there and start using your magic, and you're healing the skin. And you can't do a whole lot about the hair, but you also have oil all over you. That like while you're healing, you're putting oil on them, but you manage to help Weary get into a conscious state. How much do you heal them for?
9 points.
So Weary, you start breathing again. Right now, they're all having a conversation like off to the side. It's just you two.
Oh God. Oh, I
Boat
have to
lost
stop.
you there.
Yeah, I have to stop going down like that. Okay. And Weary kind of like lifts themselves up on their shoulders and like looks around. Firstly, just does a quick cursory glance to see where the chainsaw sword ended up.
It's near TK. It's in the ground.
Okay, I didn't break it. That's good. Oh, did we do it?
I think so. We need to find Glyph right now.
Okay.
Somewhere around here. I don't know if we
Okay.
actually see Glyph laying out or not.
You see trees dangling from a. You see legs dangling from a tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna whistle for Pesca to sort of nudge Glyph down as I limp over to where Glyph is.
Glyph, you're laying or hanging there. Your sensors are going wild, and this nightmare fish / Pesca comes sailing around, and it's like slapping you with its tail, trying to get you loose, and it's like trying to like gnaw a little bit at the tree branches, but they become metallic. But it manages to wiggle you enough that you fall very not gracefully onto the ground in a heap of Glyph.
Yeah, I've just it's like with the ball joint doll when you cut the elastic and they just completely like ragdoll onto the ground.
Just a Dark Souls enemy after you kill it.
Yeah, and I land like face first and I get like bits of metal leaves and real leaves and dirt like in my whole face issue.
Yeah, and then Weary walks over and kicks you.
Now I have 1 hit point. Thanks, Weary.
You're right. No, I'm just kidding. It's...
You're out again. No. Okay. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. Kratok, are you doing okay? We did a lot.
Somehow I came out of that perfectly fine, actually.
Very, very cool. I'm gonna
That's
learn
a
to fly
classic
one day.
Jason move right there. My God.
Very, very cool. I'm gonna teach myself how to fly one day. In fact, and I shake my experimental elixir and I go, I never tried this during the fight, and I chug it and then I start floating in the air and I go, oh, it's like really slow flying today. That's fun. I slowly float over to Glyph. Did you have fun?
I am very slowly snapping all my parts back in as best I can. Some of them are busted. And I kind of sit for a second and pull all the dirt out of my face. I don't look at you.
Yeah, what's up with Glyph's face? Is it back in its normal arrangement?
Nah, it's extreme blue. Shoot it in your face hole.
Oh no.
It's gross.
Okay.
You can kind of hear it kind of clicking as like more little bits of dirt and like leaves are getting shot out.
Okay.
And I sit up. Oh, what?
Did Glyph end up buying that like base putty stuff?
Yeah, I did. But the problem is getting subsumed into the beast. All of my clothes were just shredded, and basically you see the plating that was on my arms that had all the glyphs laid out in it in metal. My whole body looks like that, and I'm basically like the most complicated, jointed action figure you could imagine, and the writing is like all over me. But you saw it up close. The hooks on the inside are like silver, like dirty chrome.
Oh,
which
is
different.
Is it writing that I recognize?
No. This is definitely not writing. You're not sure if it's something more stylized or if it's actually writing. It could be both. TK, when you're looking over at Glyph, for some reason this doesn't shock you. It's kind of like you knew what to expect, but you didn't. And you're looking at that chest of theirs, and something's bugging you. Make me a wisdom check.
That'd be a 16.
Those chest plates, you're thinking and thinking. You've been getting so many weird memories of this other person that you share a life with, and you're looking at them like, why do I recognize this being? And those chest plates move for sure. There's something back there.
What's in your chest?
And I'd sit up, and I say, mostly pain at the moment.
No, I mean, if TK just go walk forward and like start poking around looking for like some sort of switch or latch or something. No, I mean, what's in your chest right now?
Usually I would be very upset. Oh, wait, hold on. Usually I would be very upset with you touching me, but not at the moment. Is something wrong? Besides everything that's wrong.
Is there extra monster inside the chest cavity? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know. I know these are this moves. This is supposed to move. There's something that
Start poking around as well.
Can I roll to see if I know how to open this?
Open.
Yeah, you can roll for sure.
While they're doing that, I go over to Alora and hand the Screamy Buddy over to them.
Well, that's a 9.
Yeah.
So you're looking at this chest. You can't remember how to open it. But Glyph, you are looking through your own system, and you do see there is a function to open up your chest. It seems it cannot be opened from the outside. You have to be the one to open it.
Oh. I can actualize it from the inside. Please step back.
It does so.
Sure. Crack that open.
The chest opens, and in classic cinematic fashion, the mist comes out of it, like the dry ice fog. And inside that chest, you see there is this gilded hilt of a sword that perfectly matches the scabbard on Weary's side. And that's where we'll call it with you folks.
What?
Very, very cool.
Rude.
Glyph has all of the MacGuffins.
I have all the
cool.
MacGuffins.
If you start off with the robot character in your game, and this is advice for everyone, just have them like fully open, like there's some sort of like large toolbox to see if there's MacGuffins inside.
Yeah.
You never know.
We should have done this episode 1.
Well, you specifically said, like, just messaged me saying, well, Glyph has this weird funky body and never really looks at it, and it's just like tries to hide it with all these clothes. I'm like, sweet, that's great, plot device.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Fun fact: I kept the disguises from our wrestling debut, so your new clothing options are fisherman or lumberjack,
Yes. Perfect.
Fisher Jack.
or both. Yeah, you can just be chopping those giant fish trees.
there you go.
That was amazing.
Fishing for logs.
Logging for fish.
Wow.
Did you all have fun
Woo.
today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a fight that isn't a damage race, but a goal-oriented fight. Like, oh, we have to do this before bad thing happens.
You would never
Like, those
win
are
this
way more
damage
fun.
fight.
I figured.
You brought the creature down to about 160, which was good. That's pretty good. And this
Very
isn't
cool.
this isn't the fully actualized version of it. So like, nice job. Like you're bringing it down. Thankfully, Glyph was inside, or else a lot more
Beat up a
damage.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm just
was.
glad that I have a pet cat for about another 50 minutes or so.
You did.
Wait,
No,
No,
you
don't-
just have a pet cat.
Yeah,
That
familiars
is your-
last until they
I'm-
die.
You
Oh,
have
I
an
feel like
No, I
ancient
thought Five
cat.
Familiar had a.
No.
No, they
No.
just last. You just have a cat now until it dies, and then I guess you can't bring it back because you don't know
Oh,
how to
I
cast the
did. I
spell.
read the little block wrong. You were right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have this cat from a couple hundred years ago that was used by an ancient wizard king that made it to 14th level as a wizard. So
Very cool cat.
you have an ancient
That cat
familiar.
is judging. That cat is judging all of
Yeah,
us.
that cat
100%.
has found us wanting.
Yeah, that
What are
cat's
these
looking at
level 2
everyone
spells?
just wondering.
I love that a bird.
Bird has a cat.
I
Yeah.
thought it was funny. I was thinking of all the different versions. I'm like, all right, we can give him the toad. We can do like space frog. And I was like, you know what would be really funny though if a bird had a cat. And so
Good.
Good.
Hey, it's that quality
Oh my
content we
goodness.
all crave.
Woo.
all right, what a battle. What a good time. Thank you everyone for joining us. We'll go around the table. Any kind of recommendations or anything where we can find you, any projects you've been on, anything like that. Let's just go around. So I have been your GM, Lucas. You can find me. I man the Ballad of the 7 Dice Twitter, Ballad 7 Dice. I also am the GM for the Ballad of the 7 Dice podcast, the campaign of the Chosen Few. So we have quite a tale there that has a lot of ties into this story because I get to have fun and pull all those weird little character bits. So if you want to have some fun behind the scenes of like what's going on, definitely check out that. We also have a Patreon where we have done a 5-part audio drama story that links into what's going on here, and we'll actually tie in a little bit more in the future. I'm going to be doing another audio drama bit, I think about like a 4-episode one that's going to tie around Ak, the robot automata
Aw.
in Transmudia. So
I miss
we'll
Ak-Ak.
have a lot of these little audio drama things that are going around the world and revolving around story bits. So a lot of fun. My recommendation for today is I want you all to check out the Dice Tower Theater. I listened to this group. I was absolutely blown away. They took their campaign that they played through and they made it into a complete audio drama. Like they took everything that happened. They wrote out scripts. Everybody's doing voice acting. It's absolutely phenomenal. The episodes are like bite-sized, like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, I'll listen to 1 or 2, see what's going on. I had like 6 finished and I lost myself. I didn't know where I was. I was standing in my living room. Like, fantastic. Definitely check it out. It's a classic fantasy story that just drags you right into it with amazing music, sound effects, and acting. So definitely check them out. I'll pass it over to Ian.
Hey everybody, you may find me on Twitter at Ian_Caliente, where I haven't been tweeting much. I just kind of scroll these days. But once I get more active in several projects, you will see me doing a lot of tweets because I'm already in one that's coming out. And then I'm in a secret one that comes out in October. But I mean, I think Lucas, you already know. We'll talk later. Anyway, I'm in like a secret project that I'll talk more about in October when it starts to come out. It's another
I know.
podcast thing. I also GM for the mini campaign based on wrestling for the Are We Dead Yet podcast, which is Road to WrestleMania. It's really fun. It's the usual shenanigans. The next episode comes out in 2 days, and there's only 2 episodes out for this campaign so far. So you can catch up literally tonight and be ready if you just do 1 episode a night, and then you'll be ready for when the next one comes out on the 15th. And then my secondary recommendation, I think I recommended them super duper early on in the show, but I'm going to recommend them again. I'm going to recommend the Thrilling Intent, it's called Thrilling Intent. They are hosted on the Third Wheel podcast, they're hosted on the Third Wheel YouTube channel. And it is a long form tabletop RPG game that is like told in like basically little character portraits, kind of like it's a visual novel. And they change systems all the time. When you go on their page, you will see they're up to 391 episodes on their main series. So they've been at it for a while. You can start from the Wizard High School arc. That's like one of my favorite arcs, and it's a good name for a fun arc. It's just some wacky characters in a fantasy world, and they have a good time. They have a lot of really cool guest characters near the later seasons, and they do a whole later season where their main characters design dungeons to be run by weaker characters that they also play. And it's a really good time. And I know it's daunting to ask somebody to watch 391 episodes, but you should take it an arc at a time. And they're like 20-minute episodes that look like little visual novels. So it's a good time.
Nice. Meg.
Hey y'all, you can find me, that was annoyingly Texan. You can find me on Twitter at Narnia's Pants, where I screech about teaching and screeching at my friends that they're adorable and cute. So if you want me to scream at you, feel free to follow. I am recommending myself as usual. It is Non-Binary Appreciation Week. Hello. And I am just winning with all of these months coming up for appreciation stuff. So I've got some stuff up there. I do start back at work on the 26th. So 13 more days until I am back in my classroom setting stuff up before my kids get there. Any books, supplies, all that fun stuff is super duper appreciated. Teachers do not make enough, even with the current raise I am getting this year. Thank you, COVID. So like I said, any support you do give is always appreciated. I've got a link tree in my bio on Twitter. I am also going to be recommending Death to Divinity. It is an all fat and all queer cast. They are going to be doing a D&D 5e homebrew campaign where they get to investigate a troubling prophecy and navigate all of that. So I'm excited. They are premiering on July 16th. So 3 days. I think that's what, Friday? Yes, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I believe they're going to be on Jude's channel. So that's at Mermaid Royal. So it'll be twitch.tv / Mermaid Royal, I believe. And you can follow along with that. It's a new show coming up. They do have a Patreon as well that you can support. Currently, season 1 is estimated to be about 15 episodes. And if they get the funding and get everything set up, they will be having season 2. So here's hoping everything goes well.
Nice. Put that down. Jess.
Yeah, I still don't have a Twitter. I'm holding out. I might have to make one soon to keep up with everybody. But I do have an Instagram. It's art_fantastical. I've been posting art of the Rise campaign. So if you're into that, come on by, see some memes. And I wanted to plug, my friend wrote a book. It's called Master of One. It is by Jada Jones and Danny Bennett. I meant to plug this during Pride Month. That's the one I forgot. It's a YA fantasy heist shenanigans adventure novel. It's very like Indiana Jones. It's like got the team ups. It's got the friendships. It's got like great representation. It's funny. It's weird. It's very good. You should give it a read if you're into that stuff. And they can be found online at one word, Jones and Bennett, Bennett, on Twitter. And again, the book is called Master of One. You should read it because it's good.
Awesome. Eve.
Hello, you can find me on Twitter at Copper Harpy. That's copper as in the metal, harpy as in the bird monster. This week, I am going to recommend once again the Finish It podcast. They are starting a new book, Throne of Zeus, with 30 endings. So this is an excellent time to get in on that amazing Choose Your Own Adventure podcast. very excited. The last time that they had a book with this many endings, they became prize. They bred prize bulls 4 times. So very excited to see how many times they don't sit on that throne of Zeus. Anyways,
Awesome.
Yeah, that's all I got.
And Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason_42 here and on Twitter. And this week I am recommending coffee soda. I have no idea where you can get it, wherever you may be. I got it from a local place. It's basically slightly carbonated coffee in a can, like cold brew kind of thing. It's really good. I don't know if you can find something like that. I recommend trying it. It changed my life. And yeah, thanks for coming out, everyone.
And remember, if you have people that want to check out Rise, maybe you have family members you want to drag into it, maybe you kidnap somebody from a car and you're like, I need you to watch Rise of Nyarlathotep with me because I need somebody else to watch it. We have recaps on our website, so make sure to toss them over there. They can read up on these recaps and join us for this